Hiya, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rosie Henshaw, and if you're new here, then welcome. And if you're already existing, then hello, welcome back. So today I'm bringing you a centrepiece, a table centrepiece, Christmas decoration. So mine is going to have lots of foliage and baubles in it to go with the big bauble wreath that I made in my tutorial last week. And actually it was on a Friday, so it was the week before that. And this is how I'm going to have my centrepiece. Grab yourself a nice hot drink and some snacks. I've got my little popping mug because it was November the 11th yesterday, which is so sad. We went to visit the day before the memorial, and I'm just, the last couple of days, it's on its last legs now before the Christmas mugs come out, so I'm using my popping mug, and I've got a hot chocolate. So grab yourself some snacks and hot chocolate and get ready into the video. So for a couple of years, I bought a table centrepiece from the florist. £25 they are. That's sort of like bog standard price is what they are. You can get them more expensive, you can get them cheaper. The florist where I am, they use like the wet oasis, they use real foliage, put a few of the little picks in for the candles to stand in. They are really beautiful, but they don't last longer than Christmas. So I wanted to make something that I can put away and each year bring out, keep the foliage natural colours, and then I can add different colour schemes to it each year if I want. So with that in mind, I decided to buy myself a little candelabra. So I bought this. So I just wanted to show you, I bought this, it's really lovely, and it's called the Contemporary Triple Candle Lantern, and this was £9.99, and I got this from the range. The reason I got this is because you can get candelabras like these, like freestanding candelabras, really often in the charity shop, and they're usually in like a silver or a gold or in like that black wrought iron, and you can, they're fancy patterns. You're not actually going to see the base of this. You're only really going to see the three little stands that you put your candle on, because you're going to build this all up with foliage. But the reason I like this is because it saves faffing about. You could alternatively get some little tiny candlesticks from the pound shop, mount it on top of a piece of wood. I know they do these ones in the pound shop, so I've got them just to show you. You could get like a little wooden plaque that they do in the pound shop, stick a few of these on, put this one on a little bit higher in the middle, like a couple bit more cutouts of wood underneath it, make a three-tiered one like this using pound shop ones. With the pound shop tray, you could make one for £4 by just gluing them on. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean, but like 2 on a board and then get another one, but just put a few more pieces of wood under this one to make it different tiered. That would look absolutely stunning. They've run out of these in the pound shop, and in my pound shop, that's why I've not done it. But that is an idea if you have a pound shop near you that stocks those, that would look absolutely beautiful. So I bought this cost me £9.99, and I'm really happy with it because it comes with these little glass domes that you can put on top. Oh, don't look too sturdy, does it? And I've got to twist the screws in a little bit better. And I just thought this is going to look really pretty once this is done. And I'll just put them glass bits into storage. So I've got to twist these on a little bit, I think, to make them a bit more sturdy. Oh yeah, it's got a little screw in the bottom of it. Just tighten them up with a little screwdriver. But that cost £9.99. I bought these foliage bits from the range as well that I'm going to be adding to it. And they're the pines, they look like the Christmas tree pines with a little bit of eucalyptus in them, a few little pine cones and the white berries. I actually got 3 of these, and I showed these in my Christmas haul last week, and they're £2.99 a stem, and I got 3 of those, so £9 that cost me to have those 3, and I also got a bunch of eucalyptus. Now the bunch of eucalyptus, they're £2.49 from the range, but you can buy them in the pound shop. They're not as full as this, but I'm only going to be using a few stems off of this, so you could get the ones from the pound shop for that. So it would work out cheaper because you're not going to need the whole bunch. So if you've got the pound shop one, that would bring it up to £10. £10 for this, that brings it to £20. I got myself a little packet of baubles for £1.99, that's 22. Now, I already have loads of baubles that go on my Christmas tree that I could probably use for this. It's just because they're all packed away and it's going to be really hard work to get them out, so I just paid £2 extra. But you might even have a candelabra already. You can make the cost a lot more cheaper if you want to. I'm going to get into the video, we're like 4 minutes in and I'm faffing around. So the really easiest thing I'm going to start off with is literally just bending this into a loop at the bottom. They come quite straight. So halfway down the stem, I'm just going to bend that up. And then I'm going to loop it again like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, around the very last one, just push that in and push it in. So I don't know if you can see. it's like that. And then round this second one, I'm just gonna pull this and twist it round. So it's really tied on. Don't know if I can show you that, whether it's shown very well. And then pull this one back. You might need a little bit of florist wire, but I don't feel that you're gonna need too much of it. And then sort of spread those out. So then you get something like that. We're gonna have to really build this up. And then I've got another one. You can get some florist wire. I've got this one from the pound. Yeah, I think I've got this from the pound shop. Yes, I did. And you get loads of it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it on the other side as well using these pine sprigs. This is a nice easy thing that's going to look really expensive, and you can take these off. If you're not heavily up, you could glue these on with a hot glue gun. The reason I'm not is because I love this candelabra so much that even if I wanted to take the foliage off, I lost my voice then, even if I wanted to take the foliage off, I could use this indoors as a decorative piece. And I'm going to have to bend that a bit first. It's a bit hard to do it once it's on it, so bend it first and then bend that one. So you end up with something like that. And I'm just going to loop that one round that end and then loop that round that one. And that'll stay nice and tight on. And then again, spread these out. So we're filling up. At the back, it looks really empty as well. It's going to take a bit of faffing. So this is where the florist wire comes in and the snips. So I've got a little pair of snips to cut my florist wire. And what I'm going to do is rather than spending loads of money on buying tons of these, you could just buy tons of these and really fill this out. And then you're not really going to see the metal on it or the candles. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread this out and get pieces that I really want. So some of the pieces that I'm going to want are these sort of pines. Some of them just tear off. And I'm just going to see where I need to build up. So around the front, I'm going to have to build up. So I'm going to tie this just onto the already existing piece and sort of wrap it round. Because it's metal, so it's kind of like a wire. So you can faff it and bring this round. So as it comes to the front, I'm sort of filling in these gaps. It's such a simple way of sort of doing this. And it's so cheap as well. And I think sometimes if you see, I'm going to do it on the other side now, you see table centerpieces and you assume they've got to cost a fortune, and they really don't have to cost a fortune. Mine at maximum is cost £22, and that's if, you know, I'm going out to buy everything. You might already have candlesticks and stuff like that already. And for something that you're going to have every year, it costs a lot more in a shop. And it's nice because when someone comes in and says, oh, I really like that, where's that from? You know that you've done that yourself. So now I've got a little bit of the eucalyptus off that stem. The same stem, because you get a little bit of eucalyptus on this Christmas stem as well. And I'm just gonna wrap this around that bit. I'm gonna secure it all with the florist wire in a minute. I'm just wanting to show you that I'm filling it out. And another piece of eucalyptus. They are pulling off quite easily. They're taped up. And they all fill up quite easily. Now, I'm going to leave a little gap in the centre that's there, because I think that would be an ideal place to kind of put the baubles. I will secure that after. But obviously we've neglected the back piece, so that's the back piece, and you can have people sitting either side of your table. You could have these on a mantelpiece, and you wouldn't need to fill out the back. I'm going to, because I want it to look quite big and bulky. So what I'm going to do is with these stems is I'm going to get the eucalyptus off that one, do the same technique, but I'm going to wrap it in around the actual candlestick, the centre, because I'm going to it's going to look like a bit of a mess at the minute. And then I'm going to get that one and go around that side. And all these I'm just going to push down. You're not going to see a lot of these, because all these wires, because we're going to stick loads of baubles and stuff in a minute. And I forgot to cut the tag off. It's not ideal, is it? And we're just filling it out. And they do these in other colours. I'm sure they have a gold one of this. Now I normally have gold. This is going to be a bit tricky to cut, I think. Maybe I've got to just pull these out. They do, oh, that worked well. They do have other colours for these, but I mix my metals, so I am having a lot of rusts and golds, and it doesn't really matter that this is silver. I think sometimes, a couple of years ago, I used to really try and just stick to the same metals. A bit like how I am with like switch plates and stuff like that. But now I mix my metals, and I just think it's so much easier than having to worry. So a lot of my lanterns, some have got gold, some have got silver, some are copper, and it's kind of the look really. It goes with it all, and it saves you having to faff around spray painting this, or because when you spend £10 on something, you don't really want to then have to go out and buy spray paint and spray it a colour, and a lot of the metal you're not actually going to see. If you really aren't happy with the colour and you want to get this one, this is the only one you can find in the shops, it shouldn't be, then what you could do is kind of fill this in, because you're not really going to see the metal anyway, and maybe just paint with little tester pot, these top ones here. Or you could, I don't know, wrap them with a little bit of burlap. But we're just filling it out, so it's really getting filled out. And this is where I bring in the eucalyptus. So I've used those 3 stems. Now the eucalyptus, I'm probably only going to have to use about this much. So this side, so not the full 3 bunches. And that is probably the size of the ones that you would get from the pound shop. So I'm just going to try and get this off. I remember doing this on my one of my videos, that's it, my autumn wreath, and I remember that being notoriously hard to get that off. I so wish you was allowed to play music on YouTube. You're not allowed. I wish I was though, because I would really be playing Christmas songs right now. I am so in the spirit of Christmas. So now I'm just going to have a little fiddle about to see where this kind of fits in, to see where this is going to look at its nicest, where I'm going to fit. I'm going to stand up actually and try and see where this is kind of needed. Now, they're not going to be needed in bunches because that's just going to look a bit too much. So I'm going to cut this again. Try and cut most of the stem off, because the more stem you see, it just looks a little bit ugly. So this I'm probably going to have to tie with a little bit of florist wire. I'm thinking just to bring a little bit of eucalyptus, because it's very much Christmas tree leafing detail on that side. So with a little bit of florist wire, tiny bit of florist wire, I'm going to cut this. You only need a little bit. I'm going to get the eucalyptus and I'm going to just tie it round it. Sorry. Oh. And then open the prongs like that. So I've just tied it round it, doubled up. And I'm just going to, goodness me, if I keep saying I'm just going to, and then twist those two to join them together so it will be secure. And then let's get another one and do the same. Let's try and sit down because I'm actually lazy. I can't be bothered to stand. Let's get these ones. I'm going to cut a different one off because I think that one looks a bit random. I don't know if scissors are actually going to cut these. You might have to have snips here because that's not working on that. Oh my goodness. I went out and I've ordered some bits online as well. I've ordered some of my table centrepiece napkins, and you know, like for your table decor, because last year I had like red and white polka dot and I didn't have golds. I had a little bit of gold on the table with it, but I decided to get myself a new table runner. I've got myself some new glasses with gold rims around the top, got some more plates, because I'm going to use these white bobbly ones I got from TK Maxx. And I want it like I want it to be gold and sparkly, like Christmas, with all these sort of like rusties and golds and stuff included. But I also want it to be quite country farmhouse, so I'm going to be using a lot of wicker as well. I'm going to be doing a video on me, how I set my table at Christmas. So if you'd like to check it out, that will be coming shortly. That will be as soon as 2 of the things get delivered. So I've ordered, from Dunelm, I've ordered some napkins. So I've got to wait for those to come. And also from TK Maxx, I've got a few more of them bowls to come. So once they come. So that was the back piece. It was really sparse. Once I've glued the balls on that. So now this is the front piece again. So I've got to fill this out a little bit with eucalyptus. So I'm going to cut a couple more stems off and do the same process again. So you can add as much to this as you'd like. I've got quite a large, long table, like a rectangle table, so I'm going to want mine to sort of be filled quite long ways. I don't like it to be too deep because then you don't have much room for when you're eating and plates and stuff. And I like to put a few little plates out with like the pigs in blankets in and Yorkshire puddings so that you can sort of put as many on of those as you want. I don't like to overload your Christmas plate. So a few of the little side dishes that you have with your Christmas dinner I like to put in fancy little bowls on the table. And if you've got a massive centrepiece, sometimes you don't have room for anything else. Or like a bottle of alcohol if you're having drinks. So I'm going to twist that round. Actually, have I done that? Yes, I have done that side. So I'm going to do the same yet again. Just twist it round so then you've got the 2 prongs. And I'm just going to secure this one now. Making sure you're pushing the stem quite deep, just so that it isn't sticking out. And then I'm going to twist these 2. And then tuck that in. And it starts to really look like a floristry piece. It does look lovely once it's done. It doesn't have to cost a lot. Do you know what I've just realised, which is really stupid? These are bendy wire. So rather than having to have florist wire, that was a real silly moment of me. You could just tuck that in and bend this. It is basically made of florist wire, and just twist it round anyway, rather than having to purchase florist wire if you don't have some. If you have some, it's like an additional, making it, it's a little bit more stiff, a little less easy to sort of bend yourself, but it's fine, it will come on. And then I filled that out. So this is as much foliage as I'm going to want on this. It looks a little bit sparse for the moment, but as I said, we are going to add some other things to it. Now at this stage, if you are going for like a red scheme, I've already got the white berries in this. These are the present picks that you can get from the pound shop, and you get a pack of 4 for £1. Now you could add berries in this, make it red. They didn't have any of the white ones in the pound shop, so I'm not going to be using those, but alternatively you can use these. Now you can buy these in packs, the pine cones. These were picked over the local park with my children, cost nothing, and you can just glue loads of pine cones in if you'd like to add something else. I've made a massive bauble wreath, as you'd have seen in my bauble tutorial, like my bauble wreath tutorial. So I'm going to sort of try and follow suit and add the things. So these were the 2 199 ones from B&M, and these are what I'm going to be adding. Now, by now I'll probably be getting my hot glue gun out, ready to be gluing these on, but I don't want to damage this. Everything's been just tied on with wire that can be taken off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the gold naff ribbon that comes on these, but keep the actual little loopy bit on the end. I'm going to cut a tiny bit of florist wire, if it'll let me, and I'm going to loop that through and then twist it to secure it to that. And then I'm going to tie the baubles on, making sure that this bit here is tucked right in deep so that you cannot see that bit, because I really don't like that. And I'm just going to twist these on as best as I can. Push them in. Once they get built up, loads of them, they'll look really, really cute and really filled out. I'm going to use a little rusty one. Now, probably would have been quicker for the purposes of the video to hot glue these on Rosie, but I'm really not wanting to be wasteful, because if you use this throughout the year as well, this will look nice on my mantelpiece with its candles in it all year round, because I love this kind of like luxe look. Then it's doing even more of a turn. And at Easter you could do the same kind of thing, but put loads of little mini eggs and stuff in it, like the pretty little pastel eggs, and have this on your mantelpiece. You know, Valentine's Day, you could put little like paper red hearts and stuff into it, or painted wooden hearts. So you could have this as like a mantelpiece every year. You could even keep the foliage on it. I like green foliage all year round. I don't think it's limited to Christmas. And I'm just going to build this up. Now as well, what I thought would look quite nice is if we use different size baubles, and I bought these the other day from Home Bargains. I think these were $2.99. A big packet of baubles. How many did you get in these? 41 baubles. So if you're doing a bauble wreath as well, you've seen that, and then you've seen this after, that's a really good idea to go to Home Bargains, because they've got some really cheap baubles. And they are stuffing good, because I am trying to get them out with not much luck. Who that is at the door? Maybe it's my granddad again. Let me just go get the door. Know where I placed my keys. Sorry, it's the window guy. We've got a blown out window at the front on the porch, and the door needs a new gasket put on, so it's my nan's friend. He does windows and stuff, so he's going to be doing that. I'll show you the front door key. Here you go, Gordon. Right, I'm going to shut this. Oh. Sorry about that. Well, I can't start again. I should really start again, but I can't. So these don't have the little naff things on them. So I'm just gonna, I'm out of breath now, running around looking for my keys. The keys are on the table. He's really good and he's really cheap for fixing stuff, but he's kind of one of those ones that just sort of like, he won't say he'll come around on the Wednesday, he'll just turn up when the stuff comes and go, hello, I'm here. But that's fine, it's absolutely fine. So I'm just going to tie this one on now. Now I don't want to be spending the whole time sitting here just faffing around. I'm going to build this up with loads of baubles and I'm going to show you in next week's video. If you follow me on Instagram, which is Rosie Henshaw Home, the pictures of this finish will be up ASAP really. I'm going to be finishing this once I come off the video and I will show you. But obviously for you that don't have Instagram, then what I will do is I will show you in my next video, which will be uploaded tomorrow. I've got a little haul coming up, so I'll show you the finished article. You can see what it is. That'll be up tomorrow. See what it's finished. I'm going to add a few of these 99p from the range gold stars as well. I'm going to really fluff it out and add it. You can really add anything you want to these. And once I've opened the candles, because I don't want this video to be super, super long, where I'm faffing around the windows. And it's the true thing. If you have a workman come round, it's only fair that you make them a tea or a coffee. And it's kind of like lunchtime, so offer a sandwich as well. So I don't want to be that kind of person that doesn't. So I put a few of these candles. These were £1.29 from the range. You get 6 of these. And I thought they were quite cute. Little ones. You could fill these up bigger. So once all the stars and the baubles are stuck to this, you're going to end up with something that sort of looks really beautiful and big. Can't really hold that on, but it's going to be really buffed out. It's going to look really beautiful. I'll try and show you this way. It's going to look really pretty. So I'd love to see if you're going to have a little go yourself. I'm faffing around now, but you get the idea. And I just wanted to quickly show you before I go. This is another cheap way of having a table centrepiece. So I haven't glued that star on. A table centrepiece without having to spend loads of money. You can add a few bits of the foliage. This is very similar to what I've done in autumn. This was $3.99 from Home Bargains. You can get one of these. Get yourself a large candle for £1. Put a little bit of the foliage in from the pound shop. And it is as simple as pouring in packs of little bubbles. Filling it right up with foliage as well. I'd get a candle a bit short, maybe to come to about this height here. This candle looks a bit strange in there. And another lovely idea is, even if you put a little tiny vase in the centre of this to fill with water and actually had a floral bouquet out of this, and this was the baubles around the edges. Another thing I've seen, this is what I've seen on Pinterest, so I can't even say it's my idea, is when you get a slightly shorter one of these, fill it with candy canes, so hook the candy canes on the outside, put a little vase in this, like a bit like this sort of size, in the centre, and have like a floral arrangement of all red poinsettias, and it's got all the candy canes on the outside. That looks absolutely beautiful. But this is my piece. I'm going to be finishing it off in a minute once I've made a coffee for Gordon. My video is just so not like proper and professional. But I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. I'll be uploading the finished artwork. I'll show you what it looks like tomorrow, or it'll be on my Instagram, which is Rosie Henshaw Home. So please don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you like it. Leave a lovely comment. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments so far. And yeah, have a lovely rest of your week. Take care. I'm Rosie Henshaw. Bye.